Hello and welcome to the third episode of the Gymnastics Network. Today we have a very special episode with Paul Juda, a great gymnast from the University of Michigan. Paul Juda is currently ranked fourth on floor, second on pommel horse, second on still rings, first on vault, first on P-bars, and first on high bar. Cannon, do you know anybody else in the NCAA that's ranked number one on 3 events?
Nobody. Paul Juda's out here just killing it.
Paul Juda is an absolutely talented gymnast. So now we're going to bring Paul Juda on. Paul?
How's it going?
Hi. It's good to see you, man. It's good to see you.
Good to be on the show.
So one of the first things that we wanted to talk to you about is Michigan this year is doing very well. You guys have put up some really great scores. And overall, when it comes to your team actually being ranked, you guys are second right now, which is unbelievable. So given that, and given the fact that you're doing so well, what's different from this year compared to last year that's allowing your team to do so well?
Well, first, I want to say thanks so much for the nice compliments about our team. I think that we're doing a lot of good things inside the gym and outside of the gym. Thinking about rankings, I'm not so sure if any of these rankings really matter at the moment. I think that a lot of the teams aren't able to compete at their full capacity right now. And whatever the teams are looking like right now is going to be drastically different compared to what they're going to look like back in coming up in NCAAs around April. On top of that, I think that the number one thing that separates Michigan right now from the other teams is our ability to handle pretty much anything that's being thrown at us. Currently, right now, we just got shut down for about 2 weeks. Hopefully that's about it, because we've got a case of the new variant here in Ann Arbor in the athletic department. So I think Michigan right now, the one thing that we're doing the best that other teams aren't doing so well is handling what we can and taking control of every practice and making every day count.
So given that you're currently out, because as far as my understanding is you are going to be out of the gym for a solid 2 weeks, if that's right.
Yeah.
So being out of the gym for 2 weeks, how is your team staying in shape during this 2 weeks? Because I know when this 2 weeks is up, you only have 3 more weeks in order to get ready for Winter Cup. So what are you doing right now?
Yeah, it's actually a little less than that. It's actually going to be about 19 days. So not even a full 3 weeks. But, I'm honestly grateful for the fact that earlier this year, I was selected to go to Japan to do a kind of a control competition called the Friendship and Solidarity competition. And right before we left, I was quarantined for 18 days, and I only had 10 days to get back for that competition in Japan. And I think that that experience really taught me kind of what my body's capable of doing and how I'm able to prepare with even a limited amount of training. I think that I'm well equipped. I've got amazing coaching staff here. I've got an awesome athletic training staff, and I think I'm going to be able to guide our team back after this long break and just kind of be like, hey guys, I know we've had that quarantine, but at the end of the day, no one's really whoever's on top of the podium at NCAA's isn't going to care about what happened to the other teams and what injuries they went through or what obstacles they had to overcome. They're just going to have to be, that team on top is going to be feeling euphoria. And I hope really hard that Michigan's on top of that podium. And I think we got a fighting chance. And I really hope that after these 2 weeks, I can show the guys that 2 weeks off, I mean, hey, it's doable. It's not fun. Bodies are going to hurt, and we're going to be in a lot of pain. But if we stay smart the next 2 weeks, don't give up hope, we're going to be good.
Yeah, I think that's really well said.
All right. Well, looking more into Michigan, for the 2020 year, you guys were ranked fourth on the floor, second on pommel, fifth on rings, fifth on vault, second on P-bars, and first on I-bar. Looking at this year, you guys improved on floor to third. You guys kept your second place ranking on pommel. You guys improved to third place on rings. You improved on vault to fourth. You kept your second place ranking on P bars and your first place ranking on high bar. So, obviously I know the goal is a national title, but what is Michigan doing right now to beat Oklahoma and the reigning champs, Stanford?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think the number one thing to remember is that at NCAA's, it's not the team that has the best meet of their lives. It's the team that has the best meet of the other 6 teams that are there. And I think that Michigan at the moment, you know, we're trying really hard to understand that the team with the best routine constructions and the best routine hit percentage and the best stuck landing percentage is the team that's going to win the meet. The team with least amount of errors is the one that's going to win the meet. So right now, I think we're trying to find really confident sets, pushing difficulty as much as possible. But at the end of the day, uh, the highest score is the one that matters most. So trying to find the routines for every guy in the team that is going to guarantee and provide us good scores high enough to beat Stanford and Oklahoma. And, I'm not going to count out any other team in the Big Ten or NCAA. It's not fair to do that. And teams in the Big Ten have shown us that before. So it's not just about beating Stanford and OU. It's about beating all the teams. So.
I'm happy to hear that. Just a quick follow-up question about that. How has been the mental aspect been in the gym, just regarding the whole COVID and you having to step out for 2 weeks? What has some of the coaches been saying to you, or the morale of the team has been, or I guess maybe even to speak about the mental aspect that COVID has brought upon your team?
Yeah, so I'd say that if this year has taught us anything so far, it's that nothing's guaranteed. That's probably one of the biggest things. And I think on top of that, I'd say COVID has forced us, not even just made us, but forced us to be better people, and stronger people, mentally tougher individuals. I think that, realizing that every day in the gym might be your last one. We've gone through that all first semester. So we're super careful, and we have 0 active COVID cases on our team. So thank God for that. On top of that, I feel like the team has really taken it upon themselves just to really try and motivate each other and try and push themselves every day more than the last, because they don't know when that COVID is going to hit. So, and it did. So now we're just going to keep moving.
So we understand that your team has been doing a great job, and I think it's really great that you guys are kind of taking the COVID day by day. I mean, that's how you have to take it, right? But knowing how good your team is and knowing how good you are, and like we had talked about earlier, you had said you had 18 days off and then you still prepared and traveled all the way to Tokyo and did a great job. I think you guys took home first place at that meet.
Yeah.
With that, what are you doing now and when you get back to get ready for Winter Cup? Because we know that last year at Winter Cup, you did a great job. I believe you got a bronze medal on high bar. So, and we've seen you improve your high bar routine from this year compared to last year. So is there any other improvements that you're going to be making across the board? Or is there just, you're just going to go out there and do the best gymnastics that you can do? Or are you really looking forward to accomplishing a specific goal at Winter Cup this year?
Sure. That's a great question. I appreciate it. So in the next, right after we come back from this break, pedal to the metal, we got 2 weeks that we got to make up, and no matter what, that's what we got to do. Personally speaking, I've been focusing really hard on my diet. That's kind of the one thing that I've elevated this year compared to last year. I'm lucky enough to have an awesome girlfriend that I get to eat really clean with. She's also on the women's gymnastics team, and I get to keep my diet strict with her. She helps me with that. Routine wise, training wise, I'm taking a much more analytical approach to my gymnastics. I'm kind of trying to make week to week, every turn, have it mapped out so I have no unturned stones. I map out my weekly plan. I kind of figure out what exactly I'm going to do that week, check off what I do, and kind of get back to the things that I don't. Going to Winter Cup, honestly, we're going to have 2 days of competition, and that's what I'm going to think about the most. That's what's in the back of my head. Day one is all about, about making that team, hitting those clean sets, 6 routines, hitting 6 great sets. Maybe not the hardest difficulty yet, just showing the national team committee that, hey, I can do great sets, and I want to show you guys my consistency, and show them that I'm able to perform under pressure and perform after a 14-day break like I'm going to do now. So going into day 2, though, I'd say that my most confident, or maybe a better word would be my most obtainable goal, would be to medal on floor and high bar maybe this year. Those are my 2 strong events this year. I recently completed my first ever 16-0 start value routine on the real floor with no extra sting mats. On high bar, I'm working up to catching more and more consistently Casina and Coleman's, and trying to up my difficulty there. Honestly, day 1, make the team. Day 2, show them that I'm confidently able to compete with the best of the best in the world, start value wise.
Yeah, we definitely think that you're going to be able to do that. I mean, especially after watching your stuff and having a lot of your clips on the show, you definitely have the capabilities to get that done.
Thank you.
Well, just backpedaling a little bit. I know you talked about your diet and your nutrition. Big thanks to your girlfriend. You shouted out there. Helping you eat clean. Like, what's a consistent diet plan that you're following? What did you change last year that's different about your diet this year?
I'd say just a lot more. Well, okay, truthfully, the biggest thing that I noticed was in Tokyo. I went there, and I noticed the portion size that some of the athletes and general population were eating. There were no super mega jumbo Big Macs that we have here. And anything that they did eat that wasn't awesome, like what we consider healthy food, was in really small portions. And coming back home from Tokyo, I even lost weight. And I thought to myself, I was full. I didn't have to eat till I couldn't eat anymore. And it's almost better to stay a little bit hungry after you eat. So that's probably the biggest thing I've changed this year. Definitely trying to take away snacks. I mean, we all love snacking, but that's probably one of my biggest downfalls. And keeping the portion size small and eating homemade food. I love cooking, and it's something that I get to do with my girlfriend too. So that's obviously real fun.
Yeah, man. Sounds like you got a really great experience while you're out in Tokyo. And, I agree. I think sometimes when you can experience another culture and go through and really understand, like, oh, maybe I can eat a little bit differently.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not 100% on the same boat of, don't eat till you're full. But personally, that's just how I operate. I'm more of a food groups type of guy. So I was always trying to macro it up and make sure that I hit all my macros.
Yeah.
But
Paul, I'm with you. I'm with you on the portion size thing. Personally, I cut out, I lowered my portion size and the sugar and stuff. So
that's important.
I'm definitely with you on that.
Yeah. It's really interesting to see how well you're still able to function even when you don't have your normal diet. Or when I say normal, what you're used to, I mean, it also takes a big toll on the body. Staying lean, staying light is something that I feel like I've struggled with for a long time. And this year I finally, I'm reaching my fitness goals, and I can see it in the gym. Gymnastics just gets easier. I mean, simple as that. The lighter you are, the easier it gets. And I can attest to that. And I'm sure my joints and spine and overall muscles can thank me for it. So
yeah. So as you're looking forward, you have Winter Cup coming up, the rest of the NCAA season, and looking at a run at the Olympics. we just want to say thank you for joining us for this interview. We really appreciate your time.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much, Paul. We really appreciate having you on and giving us the opportunity to interview you. It's going to be awesome to watch you the rest of the year. And hopefully we can get another interview here when he is probably after Winter Cup. I feel like that'd be a great time, have you come on and talk about your experience at Winter Cup. Not a lot of people get to hear about that. There's not a lot of people that go to Winter Cup every year. So
Yeah.
Especially.
Yeah.
insider info on that would be awesome, man.
Awesome. Sure. Yeah. Thanks so much for having me on the show. I really like the direction that it's going, and I hope the gymnastics community does too. So that'd be awesome. All right.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
If you ever got to go blue. So
yeah, I don't know about that one, but hey, thank you for your time, and we'll see you in the near future. All right.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.